Okay, today we are in my grandpa's garage because he knows a lot about cars and we're going to interview him today. Was a car restoration your profession?
No, it was not my profession. I was an educator for 35 years, and I was a principal for 23 years. But I always was interested in cars. When I was a senior in high school, I bought an MGTD, a 1952 MGTD, and I didn't even know how to put air in the tires when I bought the car. But I read a lot, learned a lot, and now I can totally restore a car. And that's one of the reasons why I like this conversation we're having, Quince, because one of the key things to trying to pick up a new profession and learning about it is to be able to read and comprehend what you're reading. So as far as I'm concerned, I didn't know anything about car restoration, but I read and learned, and now I have a shop where I could restore cars.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how long have you been building cars?
Well, I've really owned a car since 1964, the MGTD.
Yeah.
And I restored it, finished restoring it in 1980. So it took me like 4 years. I drove it for a long time, and it took me about 4 years to restore it. But that was in 1980. And then I kind of like just maintained the car for a whole bunch of years. And then I started restoring a 1958 MGA. And now I'm working on, you can see here's a frame to a 1959 MGA.
Can we take a look at what is in the engine?
Okay, in the engine, which is a big block, the main part of the engine, and you know this because we looked at some of the videos, is the crankshaft.
Yeah.
This is the main part of an engine. It's the heartbeat of it. And what happens is this crankshaft spins extremely fast. Pick this up. This is called a piston. This goes in the cylinder of the block. It goes on top of here. And in this particular case, there are 4 pistons. One, two, three, 4. Okay? And they take turns going around as this crankshaft spins. These pistons go up and down. And you can see here, I'm going to take this and let it fall. But I'm going to take this and look at the top of the piston, because there's valves that go on top of the pistons. And this is where the combustion takes place. And you know what the combustion is. That's where it kind of like lights on fire and blows out. But you have an intake.
Spark plug.
Yeah, the what?
The spark plug.
The spark plug makes a spark. It ignites the petrol, which is British for gas. And then you have, it ignites and pushes this piston up and down. It makes it go up and down. And you have a valve that makes it ignite, and then you have a valve that makes it exhaust. And so this is basically the heart of the engine that's inside the block of an engine. Then here you have all your other stuff like the starter, the generator, the alternator, and all the other stuff. So that's basically what we have here. And I'm going to show you after I just pulled an engine out of a car that was maybe about 30 years of being not run, and it's over in the corner of my shop. And I'm going to rebuild the engine and transmission, but maybe we'll take a picture so you can show the kids.
So, Grandpa, is this the car that you restored in 1980?
This is the car that I bought in 1964, and I restored it I finished restoring it in 1980. This is what a restored car looks like. It's up on a lift right now, and it's good that the kids can see what a restored car looks like. But yeah, this is what I did. It took me 4 years to do this, which was really every nut and bolt was taken off the car and redone. But again, Quince, what's very important is that I was able to do this simply because I was able to read manuals and get information, and I was able to learn how to do all this stuff, because you have to do mechanics, you have to learn how to weld, you have to learn how to paint, you have to learn how to do all these facets that go along with restoring a car. It's not one thing, it's like several things. So this is an example of a car being done. Now I'm going to be doing this one here, and we'll take some shots of some of the things that are going on here for later so you can see some things.
I like to thank my grandpa for letting me come into his shop and explain how his car engine works.